And what's going on, guys? Kale here, coming at you with another video. For those of you new to the channel, I'm an endgame player in the endgame with 4 accounts, all of which are in the endgame. And today's video is going to be a little bit more alliance focused than kind of just a generic video. But today we are going to be talking, and I'm not sure if I like myself that ghostly white or like this. Let's go with that. So today we're going to be talking about basically the Incursion 1.6 raids, and in particular the first 2 sections, which are Mutant and Bio. And I think now that a lot of people are, you know, have a tech team, 1.6 has become an option for a lot of people. And for those of you new to 1.6, it's a whole different raid. You know, it is obviously still the Incursion raids, it's still the same enemies, but when you look at the actual changes to, like, you know, what goes on in 1.6, so, you know, 100% extra health, 160% extra damage, 100% armor, 100% extra focus, 135% resistance, it really, like, changes the way these nodes play, and just the enemies in general. So going to be looking at 2 teams today, Mutant and Bio. Mutant raid team, for the most part, is going to be a hybrid of Deathseed and APOC, except for Node 2. But we are going to talk about Bio also. And this is my Bio team, just to kind of give a, you know, look. I did take Captain Carter and Captain America into DD6, so that is why they are G18. I really wouldn't recommend at this stage of the game kind of really building them past probably G16 level 90, just because I think when we do get Incursion 2, I think Bio is going to be one of the first teams that possibly gets replaced. But anyway, let's jump into these nodes. A lot of what is going to happen with these now is really you need to look at enemies and, you know, enemies that cause a problem, essentially. So, you know, in this node you have Captain Sam. He is an issue. Elsa, believe it or not, is an issue. With the dodges, she's going to ping, and that can really wreck your day. Cap Sam, you know, if he does his speed up, again, you don't want these really empowered enemies taking a lot of turns. So, going in with the first team, pretty standard Deathseed and APOC. You know, fairly large team power. My APOC is G18. Everyone else is G17, and kind of a combination of, you know, 6 to 7 red stars. So let's go in. This first node isn't too big of a deal. The only things you are really going to be kind of monitoring, I guess, is going to be you want to make sure that APOC's ultimate is available on turn 1 for node 2. And like I said, you want to kind of keep Cap Sam and Elsa kind of under control. Other than that, it's, you know, pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. I did obviously go in. Magneto is a skirmisher that is just a residual effect from last season of Cosmic Crucible. And honestly, for 1.6, with the increased resistance that the enemies have, it doesn't hurt anything. You can, in Node 2, take in either pure Deathseed or Deathseed APOC, and you do have, you know, let's say maybe a 75% chance to land the blind on Silver Surfer, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So I go in, I typically will put the blind on Phi Lavelle over here, and mainly I am just kind of looking to get the taunt off of her quick. So you notice with the second attack now that is removed. We'll go in with the APOC ultimate, and that will remove the taunt from Kingpin over here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take out Cap Sam, or just about take him out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Elsa Bloodstone. So I am going to just kind of ability block her over here and kind of just work her down. Like I said, her pings can be pretty nasty, and I am not looking to have her basically ping my team, you know, to death. Some of her pings can honestly, like, you know, practically wipe at lower levels. So now we're going to go in. Let's go ahead and ability block regular Sam, or Falcon over here, rather. Got him out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to start building up my cooldowns, mainly for APOC. The other ones don't matter as much. But like I said, I want to make sure that APOC does have his ultimate available for turn 1. Otherwise, which we have it over here, the second node, it's still doable if APOC's ult isn't available, but it just makes it a lot smoother, and we're definitely going for smoother and easier, so anyway, so that is the first node. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. I don't think node 1 is really the problematic node as far as Mutant goes. I honestly think node 2 is probably the hardest, and that is going to basically because of Silver Surfer. Now, like I said, you can go in with pure Death Seed or Death Seed APOC, but what you are going to possibly run into is you do have a very slim chance of the blind not landing on Silver Surfer. And if the blind does not land on Silver Surfer, his ultimate is pretty much going to almost wipe your full team. I have a, level 95, G17, 7 red, blue 5 skirmisher on mags, and the blind doesn't always land. I'd say it's maybe like a 75% chance. So, in that 75% chance, you're having to 2-tap it. So one of my alliance mates, JJ, actually came out with a really cool counter that works really well. It is unlimited, and you actually sub out Sunfire for APOC. And the reasoning you're subbing out Sunfire and not Phantom X is Phantom X with his passive. If you pull it up over here, let's see. Basically, they more or less spawn. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. So basically on spawn, he applies evade to all of the unlimited X-Men. And so basically what happens is the unlimited X-Men are able to survive the Silver Surfer ult because they all have evade. And this team, so far, I've tried it now. This will be my 5th time trying the team out. The 4 other times, I've had a 100% win ratio. I am imagining this 5th time will go the same. But it works a lot better, and there's less RNG on whether or not you're going to land that blind with Magneto. And so we'll load in, and we will kind of show how this fight goes. And hopefully there will be, I don't even want to say it, but hopefully there'll be no crashes today. We are slowly but surely loading. Alright, loading in. Okay, so on this node, the Silver Samurais obviously spawn with Taunt, so there's really no way of getting around that. But you're going to see here the ult goes off, and everyone avoided it, and APOC is big enough where he is able to survive it. So we're now going to go in and do the ult. And that basically gets the taunts off of the Silver Samurais. I'm now going to go in and I'm going to start working down Omega Red. I basically just don't want him, doing that special and kind of wrecking my day. I then went in and ability blocked Silver Surfer over here. We'll go ahead and pop off Gambit's ult. And this fight is pretty much done. All of the problematic enemies are gone. So we'll just go in, we will do an ult here just to get a stun out. Okay, and might as well ult here also. And yeah, so this actually, it works a lot better. There's no RNG involved. Like I said, if you have the APOC ultimate available on turn 1, this fight goes even smoother. It is still possible if APOC does not have his ult on turn 1, it just takes a little bit longer. But yeah, so this fight's done. We'll finish this off real quick. We'll start building up cooldowns again for APOC. The unlimited X-Men, we don't care about their cooldowns because they have basically served their purpose. And I really like that this team works for a couple of reasons. Pretty much everyone, I would say, has an invested unlimited X-Men. And really, you're not needing a super large team. I mean, they're all G17 anyway for Big Boy APOC. So I like that this works. You know, it uses a team you already have built, and it really eliminates that RNG factor. So now we'll go in with the boss node. And again, boss node, not very problematic. Again, you are just kind of looking at targeting certain enemies and making sure certain enemies are CC'd or controlled, or, you know, whatever word you want to use for it. So again, we'll go in with our Death Seed APOC. Okay, and enemies we want to watch out on this one. Again, we have a Bishop we want to watch out for because he hits like a truck in 1.6. We have a Magneto we want to watch out for. And that's really, from what I remember, that's about it for this first wave. So again, we're going to kind of go into a similar strategy that we went in with Node 1. So I'm going to start things off. I'm hoping to land the blind over here on Bishop. And you'll see there, it was resisted, which is unfortunate. Again, this is where that RNG factor kind of comes into play for Node 2. Again, this is a level of 95 Magneto, 7 red, you know, blue 5 skirmisher, and you still have the possibility to miss. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're going to do the ult now. We survived the initial Bishop barrage, so we're good there. I'm going to actually get rid of Magneto. I don't want those blinds, because that can really mess things up. We're basically going to be relying on Nemesis to kind of heal people up. I personally like to do crazy summons or clones of the Dark Beasts. That way you kind of have some, you know, additional protection if one of your characters happens to die. You'll have another Dark Beast to possibly res them. So we got rid of Bishop there. Let's see. Now we are going to go ahead and go into the Cap Sam over here. And the other cool thing about having the multiple beasts also is that you are possibly going to be putting out more bleeds, which is going to give your team additional energy and just make those ultimates more available. Got rid of Cap Sam, so no worries there. Let's go ahead and move everyone over here by Dazzler. Okay, and this fight is pretty much done. You know, I will clone another Dark Beast just because. And that should actually probably kill that Dark Beast. Okay, that is done. And yeah, this is pretty much just cleanup at this point. You know, pretty simple. Like I said, main thing, you want to make sure that you are kind of hopefully landing the blind on Bishop. It makes things a little bit easier. Not that it caused much of a problem. And then you want to get rid of Magneto as quickly as possible. If you are not able to take him out that fast, say the ultimate for APOC is not available, what you would do then instead is you would want to ability block with your Dark Beast. That way the blind isn't put on your team, because the blind just really messes up Death Seed. Anyway, okay, so let's kind of keep cleaning this up. And yeah, we're pretty much done. I'm gonna just clone the Agent Venom over here just because. Might as well for just a little extra damage. And you're seeing, like, you know, all these bleeds kind of come out, so APOC will have his ult yet again. Let's go ahead and delete US Agent this time, just because he's in the green. Okay, that is done, and this is pretty much Mutant. So, pretty easy, nothing too crazy. Like I said, I think the biggest takeaway from Mutant is using unlimited APOC for Room 2 really does make this a lot easier and less RNG dependent, and yeah, you don't have to really worry about things as much. Now we are going to talk about probably I honestly say the hardest section of the Incursion 1.6 raids, which is actually Bio. And Bio, it's just not, like, holding up, and some of it I think too might be definitely a need for some adjustments on ISO 8s. For myself, I'm actually a little short, weirdly, of blue 5 ions. But I currently still have, like, my 1.5 selections. So Two things to kind of take away from this. Team placement, I think, is very important, and you do not want Captain Carter or Captain America kind of near each other. It was fine in the lower difficulties, but you really need Captain Carter away so she can kind of revive. Other things to kind of take away from this, Captain America and US Agent both probably need to be skirmishers just to, number one, for US Agent to land ability block and stun, and for Captain America to be able to peel off buffs. And then you're going to basically be switching Winter Soldier to a striker. Agent Venom and Carter stay as healer and raider respectively. But yeah, I think that is definitely something that I also need to do. But the team placement has helped me a little bit. Now again, we are going to be talking about kind of CCing and making sure we're doing crowd control. An old terminology from probably some of the older games like World of Warcraft and all that stuff. But basically you want to make sure that certain enemies are controlled, whether they're ability blocked or stunned. Not as much, I don't find as much of a problem in this first node, or even the second node can be, a little iffy. I like to open here with Captain Carter's special, that way we are basically extending all of the good buffs we start off with. I will then get the stun on Omega Red over here, basically just stopping him from doing that, special, and then we're going to then go ahead and stun She-Hulk, and I'm going to basically nuke She-Hulk down, that way she doesn't throw anything back at me. So you see there, the Agent Venom was able to take her out pretty quick. And now we have our next kind of problem child on the field, and that is Shang-Chi. Again, with the 1.6 buffs, Shang-Chi, if he does his ultimate, is going to hit like a freight train. So we're going to go ahead and heal up with Captain Carter's ultimate here. And that should get the taunt off of Bishop, which it did. We're now going to go ahead and ability block Shang-Chi, and that should basically have him CC'd. I'm now going to kind of go into Dagger, as I don't want Dagger to do her ultimate. Her ultimate, once Cloak drops, is going to hit very hard, so we are just going to take her out pretty quick. Okay. Okay, we have Cloak down also, so again, we want to work now on getting Cloak CC'd. So we will either land a stun or ability block, depending on what we have available to us. And once we get Cloak CC'd, we are going to start work on saving our cooldowns. So there we go. We landed the stun, so that's perfect. So now we're going to start saving our cooldowns, and I want to make sure that pretty much my important stuff is available. So I want the stun available on US Agent. I am going to want Captain America's taunt available. I did it now just to be able to get some energy back up to everyone. I should be taking at least one more turn, maybe two more turns with Captain America, so we should be good there. But yeah, so I want to make sure Captain Carter has her special available just in case anything goes wrong, and we also have her ultimate as well. And then I want the stun available on Winter Soldier. So now we're just going to kind of slowly work down on Cersei over here and basically just build up our cooldowns. And the only one I'm kind of lacking on right now is Captain America. So we basically just need Cap to take one more turn, and he will have his special available to us. I also want to be careful, as you're seeing, her ultimate still hits pretty hard, and I don't want to go into the next fight with an excessive amount of, damage taken. So Captain America now will have a special on his next turn. I'm going to go ahead and just heal everyone up here real quick. Okay. And what we're going to do now is with Agent Venom, we will go ahead and do the special, and that should really kind of start to take her out health-wise. Because the other thing you have to worry about, oddly enough too, in Bio, is timing out seems to happen a lot more frequently than I remember, even in the other nodes. So we basically just want to avoid that. Okay, and we will go into the next node. Okay, we are going into node 2, And this one, again, it is, for the most part, pretty standard. We are going to have some CC targets, but I would say the biggest takeaway from Node 2 is you want your cooldowns ready for the boss node. That's honestly probably the biggest takeaway, but we are going to have a couple CC targets right at the beginning. I am going to get an ability block and a stun on the Visions. And then we'll get a stun on Black Bolt, and then I'll also want to CC the Deathlocks. Not so much for their specials. Their specials don't hit very hard. It's more their ultimates. I have found their ultimates can really, if they crit, they go really bad. And I've had them wipe, one-shot a character. So again, we'll go in with Captain Carter and we will basically extend everyone's buffs. And that just kind of gives them a little bit, it's got the defense downs going, so we like that. We've got the stun over here on this Viv. I'm going to go ahead and we don't have taunt up yet, so we're going to go ahead and taunt. And that also will give everyone energy. I'll go ahead and stun the other Viv Vision. Okay, let's go ahead and do the ultimate and get some nice damage out there. So we deleted one Viv, which is awesome. Okay, and now I'm going to basically start working on the Black Bolt. And Black Bolt, his ping can, again, really hit pretty hard in 1.6. And the other more problematic part of his ping is that if he does happen to kill one of your characters with that ping, they obviously can't be revived by Captain Carter because of his passive ability. So we definitely don't want to have him kill anyone, and, we want to basically watch out for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and extend everything again, and I'm going to start working on Black Bolt. I don't want to kill this Deathlock, because if I kill Deathlock, the next Black Bolt is going to drop. I'm going to go ahead and ability block the Sunfire so he doesn't do his ultimate. And we're going to start working down on Black Bolt and kind of avoiding trying to hit Deathlock. We should be able to kill Black Bolt here. There we go. And now let's go ahead and get rid of this Deathlock so he doesn't do that ultimate that I was mentioning. We now have another Black Bolt, and we have a Moondragon. Now with Moondragon, the problem with her is you don't want her stripping all of your lovely positive buffs that you've been building up. So basically all you have to do is stun her, and she is pretty much out of the way. You should be able to take her out no problem. So we're going to go ahead and start working on the other Black Bolt for basically the same reason as the previous one. And at this point, this Black Bolt should be just about dead. So we're going to work now on, again, saving cooldowns. Should be fine there. Okay, he's done. And this should actually... Let's start working on Moondragon over here. And again, now all we're doing is we're just saving cooldowns. Again, we want those stuns available turn 1, we want those ability blocks. Having Agent Venom's ultimate available for turn 1 is actually really helpful as well, as that does do quite a bit of damage. I think the only thing we're not going to have ready for turn 1 is going to be Captain America's special, which we should be okay with. Preferably, I would have liked to have had that, so I probably shouldn't have used that taunt that second time, but I think we should still be in a good spot. Worst case scenario, bios should be set up for a nice 2-tap from a lane partner. But mainly the main thing is to be able to get to the boss node, and that way you're able to, work with your lane mates to get it taken down. Alright, now, problems for this one. Couple things. One, this seems to be the node that you are most likely to time out in. You're going to have to watch out for the Mr. Fantastic because of him being an Aphelion. You're going to have to watch out for the Noirs. You're going to have to watch out for the Doctor Strange Heartless. And then the 2 Web Warriors can be annoying just because of their dodging. So this node is probably, again, it's the most problematic of the 3. This node is apparently very easy with Super Scroll, but I don't think that is an option for most players at the moment, so we are making do with what we have. Again, we are going to start things off doing the special with Captain Carter and just kind of getting all of those buffs kind of extended. We don't really need the special at that point for the big heal. Okay. And what we want to do now, basically, is we want to get Mr. Fantastic CC'd fairly early. So I'm going to go ahead and ability block Invisible Woman, just so she doesn't do her special. And let's go after Noir. Okay, so we should get the stun here. Okay, we got the stun, so we're good there. I'm going to now start working on Noir. And basically, on my next stun, I'm going to basically go ahead and stun the Doctor Strange Heartless. And you'll see here we're already taking a good chunk of damage. So Captain America should be getting his passive taunt up, which we saw right there. And we saved Captain Carter's special, essentially for this opening barrage, because that is where you kind of take, I think, the most damage. So we got the special from Captain America, so everyone has a little bit more energy, as well as defense up, and that taunt, which is going to come in handy. No one needs a big heal right now, so let's go ahead back into Noir, because he is not stealthed, and we will extend everything. And, alright, we've got the stun, so we should hopefully land that. We landed the stun on Heartless, so he is good and CC'd. Let's go ahead and get rid of Noir. Or just about get rid of Noir. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and basically kind of the key takeaways for this one, you definitely want to make sure you are keeping Mr. Fantastic stunned. When he's not stunned, he will assist, and those assists are quite nasty with him being an Aphelion. He has boosted stats in general, not even taking into account the 1.6 boosts. So he's definitely a character you definitely wanted to keep stunned and, you know, avoid. I'm going to go in with the basic there. I don't need to use the special as everyone is full health, and you know, in the past, I would kind of just use like whatever abilities were available. You're not able to do that in 1.6. You definitely need to save the heal for when it's needed. I'm starting to work now on Doctor Strange Heartless, as I don't want him to do his ult. His ult will ruin your day, and, you know, it is insane the damage it does, mainly because Rebirth has so many positive buffs on them. You'll notice too, our Mr. Fantastic is out of stun, so we want to get him stunned back up as soon as possible. Which we should have, I think we should have one available on Winter Soldier, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead and take out, almost take out him. We'll go ahead and do the special, get those energy out there, because again, hopefully we need that stun. Okay, we will get Mr. Fantastic stunned again, and go ahead and get the ultimate. As you're seeing, we are basically, you know, almost up on time, so I'm going to try to hopefully finish this before timing out, but we will see. If not, I mean, it's a very easy 2-tap going back into this, but I can sometimes get this cleared, you know, without timing out when I'm not running my mouth, but, you know, we'll see. So you'll notice there I saved US Agent's stun. I basically want to stun the Web Warriors, because when the Web Warriors are stunned, they can't dodge, and that makes the fight a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to take them out when they are not dodging, you know, every other second. Okay, and we are definitely, I think, probably going to time out here, but let's see. So I'm going to start using more moves just to kind of hopefully get rid of these guys. Let's go ahead and stun Punk, which we missed, which sucks. So let's go ahead and go after Scarlet Spider, so we can at least take him out and don't have to worry about him for the next attempt. But as you can see, the fight, at least, you know, this would be an easy cleanup. Hopefully we don't lose US Agent there real quick. But yeah, this would be, you know, a really easy going back in. You know, I'd have no problems cleaning this up. But yeah, so that is the final boss node. and looks like we are frozen, which is wonderful. Hopefully this doesn't crash out because that would be super annoying, which is I think what's probably going to happen. But we almost made it the full way without any crashes. So hopefully you have found this helpful as far as, getting through Mutant and Bio. Again, really the big takeaways are cooldowns and team placement for the Bio section. For Mutant, it is again cooldowns and using that unlimited APOC in the second room. So if you did find this video helpful, I would greatly appreciate it if you like and subscribe. If there's anything additionally you want to see Marvel Strike Force content-wise, I am always happy to produce that. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a good week, and I will see you next time.